And if you follow me, go now, enjoyment go kill 'em. Baby girl, you bad, girl, the way you are superwoman. I demand over you, girl. I demand over you, girl. Die for the love, die for the love. If I sing for you, you gon' love me, oh, love me, oh. Play the music non-stop, help them dance to my song, oh, yeah. See the wine, I see fire for body, fire for body, oh. And if you follow me, go now, the way you whine. I demand over you, girl. I demand over you, girl. Say you are my woman, eh, my superwoman. I demand over you, girl. I demand over you, girl. Die for the love, girl. I want me, she want for the dough. Oh, last side for the love, for the love. For the love, I see she done. Baby girl, I say your body na killer, oh.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to your number. Especially welcome you to the Tuesday edition of your favorite drive transport show on radio in the city of Lagos. Yes, Sports Cruise live. It's been raining depending on what part of Lagos you stay, and they always say that there's no small rain in Lagos, especially when you stay on the island or maybe some part of Ikorodu. A big shout out to DJ Gavity, by the way. All those Ikorodu people, any small rain like this, are telling them evacuate, relocate. Mr. Victor Achimo. Hey, it's an amazing time to talk sport on the radio. 2 out of 2 now alongside Arsenal and they are not London rival. Talking about Tottenham Hotspur, the only 3 teams in out of the 20 teams in the English Premier League that have down a marker in their attempt to win the English Premier League for the first time in 22 years. Their captain as well, Martin Odegaard. We'll talk about them and also been knocked out. We'll talk about all of that on the show today as well. This ongoing transfer window in the next couple of days. This transfer window will close for Demola Lookman. It's a case of maybe a man, maybe, I don't know, sometimes when you look at some of Boniface, I remember he failed his AC Milan medical after a deal of £5 million. Now he's back to Germany and he says he's getting better and he says he's fit signing players as they've reportedly struck a deal with Bayer Leverkusen defender. I will talk about all of that only if Jacob, because there are also reports that they've established contact with Girona for Arsenal in the English Premier League. This is once again a welcome. Agba told me yesterday night. We knew it was going to be much heavy pressure. They came from 2 goals down, and he needed to get goal, or maybe the greatest thing he's ever done. Newcastle for Liverpool. How did you watch the game yesterday? You let me
game of football yesterday. To be honest, at some point I felt like I was watching rugby. Both clubs as well as their players some form of energy, and that was why he went recently.
And there was a response
from the fans. Okay, like Isa, Liverpool also, the Liverpool did yesterday are going to new behind. Exactly, and they now also give credit to how was it by Bruno. I felt like Newcastle
was going to be a
just going to score
in the last
two
They
games.
considered 2 goals in each of their last 3 games from the Community Shield against Bournemouth yesterday, and they play Arsenal on
now. That their set piece looks like penalty. Arsenal set piece is just like penalty.
Let's take a break. We need to pay some bills. One would come back. We'll also still focus on the yesterday game, their first game of the season. They also laid out the marker 5-0 for them, and of course it was a 2-round.
My guy, you dull oh. Your team lose match.
Oh boy, now this my house rent wey dey delay oh. My landlord don dey rake for me seriously. Even sef, I don dey.
No stress yourself. You never hear about credit card?
At all.
Oh, no wonder. Anyway, another program of President Tinubu government to take consumer credit wey get focus, support Nigerians to fit for the debt.
Chai, abeg explain well.
The goal of credit card na to make life easy for Nigerians with manageable monthly installments wey no get interest.
No interest?
No credit card money. Nigeria's comeback tori never finish, but e don dey road sam. Nigeria dey on the road of progress.
Renewing hopes, rebuilding Nigeria. Powered.
Nigerians will stand a chance to win big. To join, just dial *900# on your MTN line. Then every recharge from 100 naira or more will get you more entries and increase your change. For more details.
vitamins, minerals, and nutrients. One Supermalt multivitamin after breakfast every day keeps you going.
How are you doing today?
I'm fine. Grandpa, can I have milk or sweet?
I have only one here, and I'll take it after my meal. Check with your dad.
Grandpa, Daddy, can I have money to buy milk or sweet, please?
That's Grandpa's usual habit of hiding one in his pocket and showing you another one.
Okay now, my child. You used to play with your father in those days.
I love you, Milkos.
Milko Sweet, proudly Nigerian.
Gist come. Every 6 minutes you talk, MTN go dash you 3 extra minutes. Fiam to enter MTN Better Gist. Dial *123 *2 *1 hash or text BG to 312. T and C's apply.
6 Regional Development Commission we just landed for Nigeria because National Assembly don't holla all our states ho-ha to they use 15% of them statutory allocation to support them. Hey, now be say the better projects will go benefit them people. Oh yeah, he get one development commission will be your name and even self you fit the own it on the road Sam. Nigeria they on the road to progress.
Renewing hopes, rebuilding Nigeria. Powered by Citizen.
How far, my Lagos people? Now they find where you feel confirm bedu and ogbonge talk. Make una no go too far because Mainland FM day for you. Tune into Mainland FM 98.3, the sound of Lagos.
Yes, my friend will tell me that I am a sport administrator by accident. Listen every day of the weekday to Sports Cruise on Mainland FM. God bless you.
I know that's a blessing cause these boys outside be tozos. Now it's time to go home. Some of them call me late, face me, that's why I respect me. I was grinding and waiting, now them won't believe me cause they know our season is going way too crazy. Now them won't give ratings. They know I've been with it, they know I've been with it. Oh no, me need choice, Jumayana me yo. Tᴏᴜᴜ Santo, no Mrs. Santo. Oh no, me need choice, Jumayana me yo. Tᴏᴜᴜ Santo, no Mrs. Santo. Oh no, me need choice, Jumayana me yo. Tᴏᴜᴜ Santo, no Mrs. Santo. Oh no, me need choice. Through my ups and downs, too many times I cried, cause I felt empty and alone. Things happen to the guy, some of my family's resist. Plenty sacrifices, they're gonna tell my plenty stories, please let them moan. I was riding alone. Oh no, me need choice, Jumayana me yo. Tᴏᴜᴜ Santo, no Mrs. Santo. Oh no, me need choice, Jumayana me yo. Tᴏᴜᴜ Santo, no Mrs. Santo. Need choice, Jumayana me yo. Tᴏᴜᴜ Santo, no Mrs. Santo.
It's not your regular sports show. This is Sport Cruise, only on Mainland 98.3 FM, the sound of Lagos. From hot transfer gist to Champions League drama, from Nigeria football madness to global sport cruise, we bring the vibes, the analysis, and pure football fire.
On your marks, get set, go!
Iguodala to Curry, back to Iguodala, up for the layup. Oh, blocked by James! LeBron James with the rejection.
No long talk. This is where sports meets swagger. No cruise, where sports meets vibe.
That is a princely strike from John Duran. Open
Anyway, you go down. Anyway, you got to go down. Anyway, you just the roller. Anyway, you just the roller. Anyway, you go down.
Baby, nah. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Sports Cruise live on Mainland 98.3 FM. Now let's run through this one as well. After the Magpie story that come from 2 goals down, and of course the teenagers stole the show. Who stole the show for Liverpool in pre-season, has scoring 3 goals and 2 assists, has continued his form as he swept a finish for the big moment, high pressure moment, composure at such a delicate stage of the game. He's got to be involved, according to Jamie Carragher, Liverpool legend. He capped up a rancorous kill this summer. Isak had not trained with his first team since pre-season, and he looks looks to orchestrate a move away before next week Monday's deadline. Sᴘᴏʀᴛ crowd needing a little encouragement. Bruno Guimaraães led from the front, rising above Milos Kekes to nod a goal back for his side just before the hour. 22-year-old Willie Osula was then introduced and later recognized striker picked on by Dan Bond. The comeback was even more impressive, getting the play half of the game with 10 men after makeshift number 9. Anthony Gordon was sent off in the first, but the VAR recommended that the referee go to the pitch side monitor. Said, I want to sincerely apologize to my teammate and the fans and the intent after, and he knows better. And after the review, Simon Hooper upgraded the booking to a straight red card, meaning the Magpie run of play. The England international went close twice too, but a fine strike by Ryan Gravenberch flew Liverpool's lead. He's been heavily linked with Newcastle this summer as a report, going on a short run before drilling a low strike into the bottom corner. But it was the teenager Ugomoa who had the final say, again scoring when the Magpies had the momentum for in their first 2 Premier League games. While Eddie Howe will be pleased with how his side battled the comeback, especially at the 2 goals scored. What a night we saw. So let's look at, they've insisted, probably hell bent on bringing in Isak, and by that they've not been able to sign another striker. Of Darwin Núñez and Luis Diaz to Bayern,
and Alæ
means that there's a vacuum up front and they need to fill. But they're also still waiting for the label in the market, including ⴜᴜᴜ that scored against them yesterday
and celebrated.
In fact, a lot of people had even reported that he had already agreed personal terms with Newcastle. Manchester United striker newly signed right now.
What's his name now? Matis Cunha. Even Johan Visa.
I mean, it looks like Johan Visa is going to leave Brentford because he's deleted all of his pictures about where it had even edited the social media as well. Now, Liverpool have not signed a replacement for the 2 left.
Exactly.
Isak on his part had not trained with Newcastle. He's not been seen anywhere near the first team training.
At Newcastle really are the ones that are being affected this season against Liverpool. The first goal for Newcastle in the new 2025-2026 season was scored by Bruno Guimaraães, and the second was also scored. Now take a look at Liverpool. Yᴏᴜ Ekitikè was meant to be the replacement for the the departed Diogo Jota. So I mean, you definitely made a bid of over 110 million pounds for Alexander Isak, and it was rejected outrightly by Newcastle. Why? They said the 2 strikers. Now, as a striker, Yᴏᴜ, there is Alexander Isak. At the back end of last season, when he played against the pool, he scored one with a family. So I know a traditional Big 6 club. Not every player wants to turn off. When Liverpool came in, what did he do? He said,
there were rumors that Ekitikè had agreed to sign for Newcastle.
Just take a look at what happened between.
True. Yeah, he said it himself that he picked up his phone and he called Arteta like, wait a minute. Their personal agreement with Newcastle. When you're big, exactly. Don't
see. I will say for a fact, even Manchester United, that's why they fought for those 2 players, but they outrightly rejected them. So the bigger question, even as a matter of fact, they also put in for Wolverhampton with Johan Visa. You now begin to put into context that. So whose fault is this?
Back to the conversation of the player power.
Yeah,
I've always felt like the players are powerful. The players own the team.
Yeah,
in London.
Yeah,
but no, it's been in the UK. But
Arsenal,
it's an Arsenal fan.
He was
already boasting and making. Guess what? He couldn't see home tickets to buy because they told him at the ticket of the That is how Arsenal seems to be hot on that scale.
Yeah.
The players are the showmen.
The
players are the entertainers.
Yeah.
So where do you place the player power in this? First off, Newcastle continued to. These were broken. And when promises are broken, the relationship cannot continue. Then Newcastle responded immediately and said, clear enough.
Yeah.
Unfortunately,
let him leave.
The transfer window ends on Monday. Liverpool can also put in that record-breaking transfer deal.
And that
if you
can
go to Bayer Leverkusen to bring given.
Yeah.
But where do you put this player power energy? Also, Alexander Isak right now that is not training with Newcastle as have won. They've gotten what they want to do. But in this case, Newcastle are insisting that they will not sell Isak.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, if the transfer window closes, Isak is not a free transfer. What message does that send to the other players that he can hold the team to ransom? Imagine going away from England to go to in the case of Victor Osimhen, Napoli insisted that they will sell at their own decision. And then Demola looked right now. Well. He wants to leave Atalanta, but the rules are clear. Action. Who has won this conversation? The club owners or the player power again?
Well, not. The players cannot be bigger than the club.
You can't.
They are under the contract with the club for Newcastle. If he doesn't eventually get sold by Newcastle, and he wants to be reintegrated into the side, he will be sanctioned.
It's going to be a long.
He will pay a fine.
It's going to be a long.
He will pay a fine in 2022. He signed a 6-year contract with Newcastle. See, you now begin to take a look at the contract that players nowadays, you don't want to make use of them. These clubs are more or less trying to milk these players because, just like we said, if Alexander Isak doesn't leave Newcastle today or by this summer transfer window, Newcastle have the right over the player. What's their name now? Napoli we're going to do with Napoli with Victor Osimhen at the end of last season. They took him completely out of their squad list. And what was the plan? The plan was for him to train with the under-21s, going on as well with Ademola Lookman. He's been frozen out of the side against was it Pisa that they played over the course of the weekend? It wasn't even of the fact that as a player, right, you can decide to leave a club. You can decide you don't want to be, you don't want to be part of a club, but you must do it the right way, not by forcing your way out. We've seen series of players also leaving clubs and then moving on. It was a betrayal. It was a rat or probably anything like that. But then you saw the way he did. He won the Premier League for Liverpool, and what happened? That was done. See, I don't think players need to start striking or players should now stay.
And this is the reason.
Okay.
The regulators in this case, I'm talking about you every weekend.
Yes.
So you have to protect these players. You have to protect their ego. In fact, you have to massage their ego, whether you like it or not. This guy, same thing with organizations also.
Yeah, but
you would always have. I'm coming. You would always have those individuals that everybody's at the same level, but within every team, you know it that complete the quartet of Zubimendi,
Odegaard, what's his name now? Alexander Isak.
And said he should just complete that relation and bring him. So that shows how solid that conversation. But again, Liverpool players would always want to force their way. I understand where you're coming from.
Okay.
Liverpool is not, Newcastle is not at that level where. Will Alexander Isak do this if this were to be Real Madrid?
No, I don't think so.
Because Real Madrid is big.
Yeah, big. Exactly. Maybe I'm going to be the biggest club in the world.
Perez will make sure that no club champion with the academy players. So you will have to come back and apologize. Do you still see the Isak deal pulling through, or Newcastle are missing Isak?
They do.
They've not let them win this season. They've had only one point out of 6. Except that Manchester United will be comfortable in that
statement. He said that at this point in time that he needs clarity. He needs to know, as well as I think the assistant sporting director visited Alexander Isak at his home in Newcastle on Monday before the game. I think it's high time Newcastle began looking for. Why can't Newcastle bring in Nicholas Jackson?
What in heaven's name?
What is even going to go looking for in
Jackson?
Chelsea's first choice striker in Jan Bundesliga, the Italian Serie A, Isak, and they must find replacement whether they like it or not, because it doesn't look like Alexander Isak wants to continue at that club.
I also think so too, and then saw the video on Arsenal's official Twitter page earlier today that integrates so quickly into a team like Eberechi's.
He's always been a part of the club.
He's been a part of the. I had to share that video.
I love that moment.
And that's the illusion that Arsenal fans always the Real Madrid fan. Please see, I've always said it. Nobody can blackmail my emotions. Liverpool, but the most important thing is that they need and strengthen games, including the Community Shield.
Brought in an 18-year-old Giovanni Leone.
Are you joking right now?
I'm going somewhere, to be honest. They brought in Leone from Parma. Don't forget as well that there are 2 new signings over the summer. That means the back 4 of Liverpool, right, has 2 new players getting to play. The other side of them, there's Milos Kekes, there's Jeremy Frimpong. Now put it aside. For the first goal.
Kekes is
for the first goal.
Kekes
will give you experience, right?
You always find a way to change.
He's not even 24 yet. He's not even 24 yet.
But I had already made it to the team of the season. All of the year award.
That's Messi.
Okay.
That's Messi. They have 100%. They just need to find their balance. And I replace it for Ďurigapu. No, but in attack, in number 9, at the time, if Jeremy Frimpong plays as a winger,
right back.
There's not also play that are on LD for you.
You should stay in the front and not recover when you
see. Okay, whether I like it or not, Liverpool, just like I said, are going through some form of transitioning, and there's also a certain
between getting a striker and a defender.
Okay,
but for me, Liverpool needs to go back to the market and look for a defender. Okay. So Liverpool have a lot of players up front that can always rotate in games management, especially when we've seen how Vivid had been badly exposed.
Yeah,
Konate was. Well, let's stop boxing. Story David Adeleye explains his defeat to Philip Boys. He said, I don't mind fighting anybody. Well, David Adeleye has called for a fight with Daniel Dubois, promising a good shout out in an all-British knockout. Daniel Dubois in the 5th round of the undisputed heavyweight when he should have stayed in the ring. He shoved in another big fight where people think one that comes up in the ring. I'm ready to go and I'm targeted. He knows exactly what he's in with, and when he gets in there with me, talking about Daniel Dubois, you'd love to be a fly on the wall in a spot, be in for a treat. He continued, I'm open to any fight and I welcome any fight.
Hello, my name is Godwin Enoch and I'm a broadcast journalist. Yes, my friend will tell me that I am a sport administrator by accident. Listen.
And Jacobo Solis visited the Exile striker Alexander Isak at his home with forward still training away from his teammates. Isak has not played for club since the refusing to go on the Magpies previous Liverpool. The group held talks about the striker's future following the late home defeat to Liverpool. When asked to go on tour with us and have concentrated on coaching the team, so I've got no update for Yossi is the head of public investment at the Saudi PIF and banker in the US. He's also involved in the Leaf Golf and E1 and said his full focus has been on preparing his team for the games closes 11 p.m. on the 1st of September, but he's leaving the 25-year-old future up to those above years who wants to play for Newcastle. And I think that is where the team is placed at the moment. The team are functioning against Alexander Isak's movement away from Newcastle. Well, he's got a first of work out for him. You're live on Sports Cruise on mainland 98.3 FM C2 Liverpool 3. In the Spanish La Liga yesterday, Athletic Club Bilbao consolidated on their opening day victory as their Sevilla, by 2-1. In the Italian Serie A, Udinese and Hellas Verona played a 1-1 away for Inter Milan. Bastoni getting the first goal courtesy of talking about Alessandro Martinez also made it 3 in the 52nd minute before Marcos from Alessandro Martinez assist in the 72nd minute to make it 5-0 in favor of the Inter Milan. Certainly the team are to beat. We told you earlier on that tomorrow will be for the teams that are hoping to get into the group stages for the draws of the Venas Veda by 8 p.m. The game between Kairat Almaty and Celtic is still going on and it's still 51 minutes and it's still goalless right there for Celtic. Because we also told you earlier that it seems Arsenal are not done with their transfer dealings as Piero Incampe seems to be the next player that will be on his way to the Emirates Stadium. And this are to their squad as their search has taken them to the Bundesliga title winner. Even though it doesn't turn 24 of the beginning of 2 Continent 3 international tournament and already filled his personal trophy cabinet with a credible assortment of the more familiar faces in a Bayern Leverkusen side who have conquered Germany and proven a worthy adversary to Bayern Munich. However, I was credited with an interest in Incapi, in which in search for a new defender, skill set and character and quality to the side, even if it would be far from guaranteed starter at the Emirates bring into this one. Arsenal seems to be absolutely busy right now. 7 players they brought in, but it seems they're not done because there are rumors that Alexander Zinchenko could be on his way to maybe Roma or Fenerbahce, and there's also talks that Jakub Kiwior could be Kulera. There's still Sambi Lokonga. It seems all of these players would leave, and you give Arsenal more time, to still squeeze in a couple of more players. Before this, and it looks like Hincapi would also be joining them. Is this too much headache for Arteta?
Well, I think it's always a nice problem to have when the manager doesn't have enough options to play during games. In the Premier League, where they have to include young stars positions, the goalkeeping position, the defense, the midfield, attack. They've brought in players, and now they also want to bring in a certain Hincapi who I think has been the team that won the damn Bundesliga team, under Xabi Alonso. So I think Mosquera, who again Kiwior, as it stands now, he's still here. The only team I think will be winning the English Premier League come May 2026 next year.
Okay, I think 2024. Because Nigeria got knocked out early, we've all lost interest in it. But this semi-final tonight was decided as Madagascar marched into their maiden final after the 2-0, while the players lifted their eyes to sky in Thanksgiving. This is football. The adrenaline, the drama, the beauty, and that is the result tonight. Madagascar and Sudan second semi-final. Well, thank you so much everyone that made this production top-notch quality today. Big shout out to Agbatomi for coming through as usual. Tomorrow, hopefully before we leave the studio, sometimes you have to struggle. Just a lot of people often forget that PSG actually have to go play the playoffs. Right?
To win the Champions
League. Interesting time. Thank you. I will leave your hand of the superstar DJ because of the flood in the corridor. The mics are off. There's not. See, this is my show, Gabby T. When I leave the studio, you can choose to on the mic, but this is my show. I will keep the conversation going. Don't forget to follow us on all our social media platforms at facebook.com/mainland98.3 FM, on X, Mainland FM. On YouTube is the superstar DJ Gabby T. I'll show you all the way down at the man with the rotor mouth. Stay safe, guys.
Hello, my name is Godwin Enoch, and I'm a broadcast journalist. Yes, my friend will tell me that I am a sport administrator by accident. Listen, every day of the weekday,